A very warm welcome to each one of you to the virtual session of Science Children. I hope you are all doing very well. You all are maintaining your notebook, children. We have started with a new chapter in the previous session, that is reproduction in plants, and we are going to do part 2 of the chapter reproduction in plants, that is chapter 12. So let us start with it. What we have seen in the last part of the session, that is different types of asexual reproduction, we have seen vegetative propagation. We have seen that, as the name suggests, this type of reproduction takes place with the help of the vegetative parts of the plant, that is roots, stems and leaves. Only one parent can produce the identical offspring in vegetative propagation. This we have learned in the previous session. It is just a recap. Then we have seen the natural means of vegetative propagation, how naturally vegetative propagation happen. We have seen vegetative propagation by roots. Now let us see in this session vegetative propagation by stem. We have learned vegetative propagation by roots in sweet potato. Let us see some examples here by vegetative propagation by stem. Stem tubers, just like tuberous roots, some plants have tuberous stems. These stems tubers store the nutrients and bear nodes. These nodes, please make a note over here, it's nodes, N-O-D-E-S, nodes, bear buds that form the new plants. So these nodes bear buds. It will have some buds that will form a new plants. Like potato, you must have seen, you keep potato at home for some time, for some days, and it will have some nodes. You will see some black dots on potato, and on that black dot is called as nodes. And those dots, you will see after some days some buds will develop that will form a new plant. So potato is a very good example of vegetative propagation by stem. I hope this is very clear, because a potato over here is a stem and is a just like tuberous roots. Some plants like tuberous stems. Potato is a tuberous stems, and it store nutrients, and it will have some nodes. So from those nodes buds will develop, and the buds will form new plants. I hope this concept is clear, and you should know it's a vegetative propagation by stem, and potato is a tuberous stem. Here you can see a potato, vegetative propagation by stem in potato. So you see scars of scale leaf, you see some scars of black dots, as I told you. You have a germinating eye bud, you have a scar of stem, and all these black dots are named differently over here. From there the buds will develop. Those buds can grow into a plant. So this is how vegetative propagation takes place in potato. Now runners. Let us see what are runners. Some plants grow along the ground and contain modified stems called runners. These runners contain buds that can produce roots and stems. Example, strawberries. So here they grow along the ground and contain modified stems. They are just running around the ground and spread all over the ground. So that's why they are called runners. And these runners, they contain buds that can produce stems and roots. A very good example over here is strawberries. Vegetative propagation by runners stem. Here you can see the runner. It's all spread on the ground. So this is how the vegetative propagation happen by runner stems. The stems are running. You can interpret that way. And on the ground you will see spread all over, and it is called runner because it is going to spread on the ground, and you will see the plants all over. I hope this is clear with the concept with you, children. This concept is clear. Now let us see vegetative propagation by leaves. How do leaves do propagation? the vegetative propagation. Some plants have leaves that contain buds that can develop into a new plant. Example, Birophyllum. Birophyllum is a very good example where you will see uh, leaves that contain buds will develop into a new plant. So leaf will give to an offspring. Let us see vegetative propagation by leaves of Birophyllum. You can see over here, and you see it has buds in the margin. So these buds will develop into another plant, into a new plant. So this is how vegetative propagation will happen by leaves, and a very good example is Birophyllum. You have to take down examples as well, because you should know different type of asexual reproduction we are learning, and different type of asexual reproduction you should know the examples where you see in the nature all this type of asexual reproduction by vegetative propagation by stems, roots and leaves, and you should know the examples. So your Birophyllum leaves will show vegetative propagation by leaves. Now let us see artificial means of vegetative propagation. Till now we were learning about the vegetative propagation, that means the reproduction in plants due to vegetative parts with the help of vegetative parts. That was doing, we were learning natural process. Now we will see how artificially we can do vegetative propagation. So cutting method we will see first. It is a method in which a cutting from a plant is taken and planted. This cutting is a part of the stem or the branch of the plant, example roses. So here in this method where cutting from a plant is taken and planted again. This cutting is a part of the stem or the branch. So a branch of the plant or the stem of the plant, you take a cutting of it and again you plant them, then it will grow again. So this is a artificial means which you are doing. See, basic stem cutting here, cutting planted with node point in the soil. So you cut a part with the node point here and you plant it again in a pot. So basic root cutting can be seen on the right hand side. You will see, and a planted root produces new shoot. So this is how artificial method by which you can do vegetative propagation, and this here you can see a very good example of roses. I hope this is very clear with you children. Then you will see grafting. Sometimes two plants are joined together. This is again an artificial method of vegetative propagation. Sometimes two plants are joined together so that both of them can provide the desired characteristic to the new plant. So if you want some desired characteristic, you do grafting method. This is an artificial method to get a new plant which are desirable quality with desirable characteristics. You want some different colored flowers you want, some different varieties of plants you want, uh, with different look you want, uh, beautiful appearance of the flowers you want. So accordingly you get a desirable characteristic, and this is how grafting can be done. Two plants are joined together so that both of them can provide the desired characteristic to the new plant. One plant remains rooted in the ground, which is called the stalk, and provides the essential nutrients and water, while the other plant's stem is attached to it. In this way, a new plants develop. So please write down the method by which we are doing grafting. One plants remain rooted in the ground, which is called the stalk, and it provides the essential nutrients and water because it is required for the plants to grow, while the other plant stem is attached to it. In this way, our new plants will develop. A very good example is we get a good varieties of apples because of the grafting method, artificial method. A good quality, a different types of apples which you get in the market because of the desirable characteristic which is done by artificially by grafting method. This is how this you will see the grafting uh, done in the plants. You have seen scion and the stalk where you are cutting the part. You see the part which is being cut, scion, stalk part. Then you will see the graft union, how they are being grafted and how wrapped and waxed so that they are joined. So get a desirable qualities of two different plants. One plant will have a very good um, uh, quality of giving a beautiful colorful flowers, or the other plant will have a quality of giving very good varieties of seeds, very healthy seeds. So that desirable qualities you can combine. And this is how in apples you get a variety of apples in the market because of the artificial method of grafting, children. Advantages of vegetative propagation: the plants that are produced with vegetative propagation grow faster than those that are produced with sexual reproduction. So these are the advantages, and you have to take it down in your notebook, children. Extremely important. The plants that are produced with vegetative propagation, that will grow faster because it will going to meet the demand of the population. That's why you do this vegetative propagation. And by artificial method also we induce the artificial method so that it will grow faster, and it will happen faster when you compare with the sexual reproduction, which is a slow natural process. And the plants that reproduce with vegetative reproduction have fruits and flowers ahead of time. So the plants that reproduce with vegetative reproduction have fruits and flowers ahead of time. That means a better quality, best quality you get. The plants that are produced have exactly the same characteristic as that of their parents. So the plants that are produced have exactly the same characteristic as that of their parents. Please take down all these points in your notebook um, as the advantages of vegetative propagation. Thank you, children. I hope you will have taken down all the important points in your notebook. Thank you again and have a great day.